Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Keeping Up with Kels. Today's video is a story time on when my ex-boyfriend died, because I keep asking me. And yes, that's what's on this paper, my key points that I don't want to forget. But before we get into this video, this hair is from Amanda's hair. It is a 24-inch loose deep wave 13x6 HD lace frontal. That was a mouthful, but I didn't really fly iron it, hot comb it, nothing. I just put it on my hair, and that was that. Because like, I don't feel like going all out today, but the hair is nice. I'm not gonna lie, it's full, it's thick. It does shed a little bit, but not a lot. It's like manageable. Pretty sure if I was to flat iron it and like, it would shed less, but I soon take it off anyways. The first day I wore it, it's not the first day I wore it, it's like day number 4 or 5 or whatever, feel me? The first day I wore it was good, second day was good. So I'm gonna just take it out, wash it, condition it, let it air dry until, I decide that I'm gonna put this wig back on. But without further ado, let's get into the video. So it's first, before I start, let me just tell y'all, this is like my 3rd time recording this video. And hopefully I posted this time, because the 3rd time is a charm. But I done recorded this video and deleted it so many times. It's just like, alright, Kels, here, come on. But it took a lot. Like, it really did take a lot for me to actually get here, come on here, say my story, and then post it. So don't ever think like, oh, you dragging it. No, because I wouldn't wish this pain on nobody at all. Especially because I was only in the 7th grade. Now figuring out what love is. I still don't even know what love is now. Feel me? But I'm now figuring out what love is. Like, now gathering my emotions, figuring out what love, like, lust, and stuff like that was. So this was definitely an emotional time for me. This was definitely something that was hard for me to deal with as well. So just keep that in mind when you hear me telling the story. Like, just remember that. Like, okay, like I said, I wouldn't wish this pain on my worst enemy. But yeah, let's just get right into the story. So I was in like 7th grade, and this was towards the end of the school year or whatever. And his name was Tyreek. I met him through his brother. His brother was in my grade. Tyreek was in 9th grade. He went to high school in like Chinatown. And every morning he would come pick me up from my house, because he lived like 2 blocks away from me. On the same block, but like 2 blocks down. Feel me? So he would come pick me up from school with his little brother Aaron. He would take Aaron to school, then he would drop me off to school, and then hop on a train and take himself to school after that. Like, I'm talking about every morning. We used to hang out in the park all the time, because at this time I couldn't have company, and he really couldn't have company either. You a freshman, like, what are you doing bringing girls home? Anyways, so yeah, he couldn't really have company, I couldn't have company. We'd hang out in his courtyard, or we would go to the park and sit and talk. We would just hang out in my building, and like, he was really good vibes. Like, at the time we didn't know about vibes or whatever, but he was a good person. He had like a kind heart, a nice soul. Like, he didn't even have much. He a freshman, like I said, he didn't have much. Every time he came, he was like, "Oh, babes, you want some food? You want something to drink? You need something?" He was so sweet, like, it was just like, he was a kind person, like, for real. Like, we started talking, and like, eventually, Eventually, shit got serious. We started talking. We was talking on the phone. We would text on Messenger all day long while I'm in school. When I get home from school, we on the phone for hours, sitting on the phone. We on Uvu, all types of shit. Like, we on Kick, texting on Kick. Like, we was like, exclusive. He was in my bio. I was in his bio. It was like, I was his cover photo. He was mine. Like, it had got serious. At that time, that was serious. That's what we called serious. It had got serious. Hold on, back up. I forgot to say this. Once again, I don't want nobody in the comments talking about, you was in 7th grade and you had a boyfriend. Because when you was in 7th grade, did your mother know everything you was doing? No. So don't be under here talking about, and your mother allowed. Obviously, she didn't know. It's still stuff in my life that I do to this day, and she don't know, because we don't tell our parents everything. So don't come under here acting like we tell our parents everything. Back to my story. Anyway, he was also a 7th grade. I don't really tell people this, but like, I grew up in the church. Like, every Saturday morning, we would wake up bright and early, get ready for church, be at church by 9 o'clock, 9:30 the latest. Like, I was always in church every Saturday. I'm talking about if I was sick, my mother would let me miss school. But if I was sick, she wouldn't let me miss church every Saturday. And he was also a Seventh-day Adventist. So to me, it just felt like, you know, I could be my real self with him. Like on Saturdays, sometimes, like we was in this thing called Pathfinders, you know, I would see him and his brother in their uniforms, and I just be like, all right, I'm not the only one. At least I know I'm not the only one. Like, I knew I wasn't the only one, obviously, because there was other Pathfinders there with us. But it's like, you know, these is people that you wouldn't expect to be in church. So I'm like, you know, at least I'm not the only one that's in Pathfinders or whatever. Anyways, like I was saying, he was in Pathfinders with me. He was a Seventh-day Adventist. We could talk about church things, street things, school things, you know, everything. Like, we spoke about everything. All my friends knew him, all his friends knew me. Like, it was just good. Like, it was a vibe. Like, feel me? He would call me his forever girl, and that was just so sweet. Like in his bio, it would say Kels forever, you know, NIGGA. I don't got time for YouTube and they copyrights, but it would say that, and then mine would say Tyreek's forever girl, or whatever the case may be, you know. Like, we was a cute little couple. And I know y'all just ready to hear exactly what happened and how he died, but can I get to it? Just wait. My nail broke. Yeah, I was plucking my dog on his head because he ran out the gate and tried to follow somebody, and like the nail broke. But yeah. All right. Anyways, so let me get to the part that y'all want to hear. So one day I was at my friend's house. My friend that live in my building, and like, I know y'all be hearing about, we talk about her sometimes, like with my old fights and stuff like that. My friend, we live in the same building. Her name is Samantha. I was there with her and her sister or whatever, right? And I kept texting him. I'm texting him. It's no response. But that's not like him. Like, even if he was outside with his friends, he would say, babes, I'm outside with my friends. I'm gonna beat you up when I get home, or I'm gonna call you in a few, give me a second. Stuff like that. Like, he wouldn't just ghost me and not respond. So I just kept texting. And it was no response, like literally no response. Then I got a call from one of our mutual friends. His name started with an R, so we gonna call him R. I got a call from R, and I'm not gonna lie, that was the call that changed my life forever. Like, that call, I will always remember it. I'm sitting there in my friend's crib, and he called me. He like, you heard what happened? I'm like, nah, what are you talking about? He like, hold on, he banged it. I'm like, what? Call back. I'm like, what happened? Like, put me on. He like, Ty died. I'm like, how? He like, turn on the news. I'm like, bro, what? Turn on the news. Lo and behold, he sure as hell is on the news.
It was on the roof of this building that a 15-year-old boy playing a game made a deadly error in judgment. Police say he tried to jump over a 10-foot gap from one building to the other and never made it.
I was shocked. I said, what? I can't believe it.
A friend tells me, and police confirm, 15-year-old Tyreek Riley was hanging out with some other friends on the roof, playing a game called Manhunt, very similar to tag. Tyreek was being chased, and when he got to the gap between buildings, he figured he could make it across the 10-foot gap, but instead he fell 4 stories down.
We're all tore up. We're all...
Team fell off roof, like, feel me? So the story behind it is they was on the roof playing Manhunt, and like, he was like, you know how some buildings connect, like it's 2 separate buildings, but they're connected at the top. So the building on one side, I don't know what side, so I'm not gonna say to the right or to the left, but the building on one side was connected to another building. So he knew that, thinking he thought the other side was also connected to the other building. So he ran, and they're like, yo, like, he just ran off. And then, like, they said they tried to, like, you know, they, like, I don't even want to say too much details, but at the same time, I still want to respect, you know, his family and stuff like that. But, like, basically, they said, like, he was, like, like, he was hanging before he fell. Like, he was hanging, and, like, they tried to run over and catch him, but, like, by the time they got there, it was too late. So, like, after that, you could say, like, my whole mindset, my whole attitude, everything about me, like, I was going through stuff, after that, but everything about me changed from literally that day on. Like, I'm talking about, I am the way I am now, I am the person I am now, all of that because of that. Like, that whole situation shook me up. And yeah, immediately I shut down. I started crying. My friend, like, she asking me, what's wrong, what happened? I tell her, I'm like, yo, Randy just told me, I don't care, Randy just told me that Ty passed away. She like, what, how? So I show her, and I'm like, look, like, oh my God, this, so I show her, and I'm just like, look, like, feel me, like, this is what happened. And feel me, like, after I stayed there, I cried for a few hours. They tried to, like, you know, make me feel better, comfort me, but it was just like, they knew it, and they was just trying to be good friends still, and, you know, like, talk to me, calm me down, comfort me, basically. But it was just nothing they could say. Like, my heart was broken. Like, my world was shattered at that point, because it's just like, would you ever think, like, you know, in 7th grade, the person you call your boyfriend just, you know, up and down? Like, 7th grade, that's probably the furthest thing on your mind right now is death. Like, I didn't think young kids can die till, like, him. He was the one that opened my eyes and made me realize, like, yo, you can really die at any age. It don't matter if you're 12, 10, 6, 55, 34. It don't matter how old you are. You can always go at any given moment. Like, if it's your time, it's your time, and there's nothing you could do about that. Like, I went through a whole big ass depression. Like, me and one of my friends, her name's Sapphire, like, she was close to him too. Like, me, like she was close to him. Like, he would call her his little sister, and she would call him and be like, oh, big brother, you know, feel me? Or she like brother-in-law or whatever, feel me? Me and her would sit in class all day, and we would cry for weeks. I'm talking about, like, for weeks. I lost mad weight. Guidance counselors was coming. They was trying to talk to me in class. It was just nothing they could say. Like, my mom realized, like, she was like, what's going on? I've been telling her, like, nothing. She like, you're not gonna keep telling me nothing. I know my kid. Something is obviously wrong. What's going on? Then I finally told her, like, I probably told her, like, 2 weeks after he passed. But it was just a lot. My cousin knew him. I'm trying to show that almost everybody that I associated myself with at the moment knew him. Like, they knew of him because of me. My cousin knew him. We used to go to his church before he passed away and stuff. Like, you know, like, for me, it was just like, it was crazy for me. Like, my whole world just flipped. Like, it did a whole 360. But yeah, I was in school. Guidance counselors would come. They would try to talk to me. I just was not hearing it. I did not want to hear it. It was nothing that they could say to me that would make me feel better. Like, what can you tell me? It's gonna be okay. No, it's not. In my head, I just wanted a sign. Like, I used to, like, pray and ask God. I swear to God, if I ain't never prayed for nothing, to pray and ask God, like, yo, can you just bring him back? Like, but obviously that's not possible. Anyways, before I get sad and start crying. But anyways, so the guidance counselors told the teachers to leave me alone. Like, they was just like, when she get in her mood, just leave her alone, let her be, let her put her head down, let her sleep in class. Cause what can you tell me? Like, you lucky I'm even here in school. Like, his brother did not come for mad long. Like, I'm talking about, he did not come back to school for like 2-3 months. And like, when he finally got back, he had made the guidance counselor pull me and my friend Sapphire, I was thinking about, in the room with him, and like, he basically made us explain to her what happened. And that was just so hard for me. Like, I don't understand. I don't know how people go through this. Like, I don't know how Asians go through it, because it's still so hard for me to think about. Like right now, think about it and tell y'all the story is making me sad. But it's like, fuck it. Anyways, I went to his funeral with my cousin, the same cousin I was telling y'all about that knew him through me. There was so many people at his funeral. Like, I'm talking about, they rented out his church, rented out another church, like a bigger church, and hosted it there because of how much people that was there. It was, the whole church was filled. It was like crazy. Like, when I looked at the casket and it didn't look like him. Like, I ran out the church, my cousin came, she followed me, we ended up going back inside, found a seat, And that was that. Like, I ran out the church. I did not want to see him like that. He didn't look like himself. Like, it just didn't look like him. Feel me? Don't lie. Like, after his funeral, I did not go visit him for mad long. Like, my first time visiting him in a few years was like 2-3 years ago, and I went for his birthday. But like, directly after his funeral and stuff like that, I was not trying to go see him. I was not trying to visit his tombstone, his gravesite, no nothing. It just don't feel real. It still don't feel real. It didn't feel real. Like, you know, nobody wants to think of, you know, in 7th grade, you're supposed to be having a time of your life thinking about what high school you're about to apply to next year and stuff like that. You know, me though, my whole world lit. Like, I don't understand. I really don't understand. Like, my whole world just flipped upside down, and I had no choice but to deal with it. Like, I didn't have nobody to, like, people was trying to help, but can't nobody help you through that. Honestly, that's something you really got to get through on your own, and it takes years. Like, I'm still traumatized by that. Like, to this day, I still be scared. I be telling my boyfriend, don't be outside for too long, cause like, you know, like, for me, I just still be scared. Like, I don't want to lose another boyfriend. Like, if we break up, we break up, but I don't want to lose another boyfriend that way. Like, you know, feel me? Like, I was battling, like I said, I was battling depression for months. I told y'all I lost so much weight, like, so much weight. It was crazy. There was news articles everywhere, candles everywhere. All down the block was candles. In front of his house had candles. People from my school was giving me teddy bears. One of his friends ended up bringing a teddy bear to my house. One of his friends ended up, like, he used to come see me, come pick me up from school, walk me home, me and my friends home, feel me? Just so that I would feel better. Like, he never tried to flirt with me and push up on me and all that, but he would just do that because he knew that's what his friend was doing. And he did it until, like, you know, until I started feeling better. And then he was just like, all right, see you whenever I see you again, sis. And I still be speaking to him, but not as often as I used to, but we still speak. So if you see this, hey, was said, that should be enough. To this day, this shit still don't feel real to me. Like, it's still something I don't talk about. It's something that if you know, you know, and I'm not about to tell you. Or if you ask questions, you might just get a, oh, he fell off a building from me. Like, you won't get no details as to how he fell, what he, like, that I'm just blunt about it. Like, I don't want to talk about it. I'm just like, you know, when you shut something down, or you give them like a quick blunt answer so they don't ask no more questions, or they know not to ask no more questions. That's how I am about the subject. Like, don't bring it up. I won't bring it up. If you won't bring it up, I won't be sad. If you won't bring it up, for me, like don't bring it up. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to tell you about it. I don't even know how I made this video. I don't even know if I'm gonna end up posting this video. It might just be another edit and delete like the last 3. But honestly and truthfully, that's it for the story. I'm not about to say no more. If you liked it, comment, share, subscribe, thumbs up, turn on the post notifications, XYZ. Until the next video, see y'all. Wait, my nail broke. Oh yeah, contacts by the same people, just for Kira. I'm gonna be doing a video showing y'all all of them one by one. It's a pair in there that I know I just can't put on for some reason. Like, it won't fit my eye, or it won't stay in my eye. So I'm gonna give that a separate video for itself, so I could really in detail explain what I like, don't like, what I see, what I notice, XYZ, show y'all up close and personal, you know. But yeah, toodles.